Big update in the world of tactical hypertrophy. Tom is now up to 366 pounds. So he's plateaued there for a little bit, eating 10,400 calories a day. He's going to bump that up 1,000 calories now to increase his weight gain. This is the highest calorie intake that he's ever eaten on a daily basis, and it's completely new ground for him. And it's a learning experience. He has to see how his body adjusts to the food volume. Also, we got to keep in mind here, movement capacity will not be sacrificed. We could easily bulk Tom up to 400 pounds very quickly, and him not be able to move as well. He'd be big, jacked, lean. But the point here, this is Operation Tactical Hypertrophy. You sacrifice movement, you sacrifice a large part of what we're doing. You cannot be tactical if you cannot move. Tom feels incredible. He's stronger than ever, fitter than ever, and feeling very, very light on his feet. And what's cool about it is he's also been saying how high quality his mental well-being is. So his physical preparedness is always high, highest it's ever been, but mentally he is dialed in very much. So some of the highlights of this include deadlift. Tom hit 679 for 6 reps. On the farmer's walk, Tom hit 50 seconds straight. We're doing those time under tension farmer's walks. This is a great way to build overall hypertrophy and just flat out mental toughness. 353 pounds for 50 seconds straight. Another thing that's pretty cool is Tom hit his dead bench, with 503 pounds. That is huge. There's a lot of people that bench over 550, near 600 that would struggle with that kind of weight. So some of the other health metrics we can talk about here is Tom's average resting heart rate is between 48 and 50 beats a minute. That is good for a lightweight endurance athlete, let alone a heavyweight tactical strength athlete. His blood pressure is the lowest it's been in years, and everything's super, super exciting here of what's to come. So some of the other exciting stuff we do, Tom's sprinting is looking really good. So we're keeping the sprint short, 5, 10, 20 yards, 1 day a week to really focus on that initial explosion. And it's one of the best ways to keep his hamstrings safe. You start going further, like 50 meters, things like that, 50 yards, you are gonna, you're more prone to potentially hurt your hamstrings. So some of the other stuff he's doing is for explosive power. Overhead med ball throws. So we just do that 8 pounds, and he chucks that thing. Doing standing broad jumps really help with his explosiveness out of the block. So he does that in the morning on day 1. Comes back later, hits the deadlift, some strongman events. Day 2 is bench pressing, yoke overhead press, some pull-ups, chain flies, and then a tricep circuit and some more, neck work all the time. Every day is neck day, as Tom likes to say. Hitting box jumps, doing awesome with the box jumps. Then this week, he hit 725 for 5 sets of 5 on the Hatfield overload squats, and that was while it was supersetted with 5 sets of 5 on the leg curls. And unfortunately, at that gym he was at, we're not allowed to get any footage there, so that's why it's all at the home gym setup here. Doing the one-legged Romanian deadlifts. And another really impressive thing Tom's doing, 330-pound walking lunges for 10 yards. Tom's conditioning, so he did 9 tempo runs at 100 yards, completed those in 18 seconds, smoked those absolutely no problem. Then he also has a conditioning circuit after. That's where he runs forward 10 yards, side lateral 10 yards, back pedal 10 yards, and then runs to the right for 10 yards. Repeats that for 5 minutes straight. Does that for 3 sets, resting 2 minutes between sets, moving at 80% of his maximum speed. After that, he comes back, he hits some, incline dumbbell presses, and then a lot of arm work on day 5. Finally, on day 6, he wraps up with standing barbell presses, cobra lat pull downs, lean away lateral raises, and what we do there is 40 pounds. He went 13 sets of 13, no rest. The only rest is when Tom is training the other side. Then he came bare, did the same thing with the one arm cable rear delt flies. Towel chin ups. Tom hit 4 sets with 115 pounds over his body weight. So he's basically hanging on a towel with 500 pounds and pulling himself up. Then he finishes the week off with Hindu push-ups, 14 sets of 14, 45-second break between sets. This is absolutely, totally uncharted territory for Tom, or for anybody for that matter. And it's really exciting. And he's also doing some recovery sessions. So he'll do some assault bike. He does movement in the pool, and then he'll do rucks for a couple times a week, for 60 pounds, 3 times a week, 60 pounds, 45 minutes, 2 flat sessions, 1 incline, and this really helps stimulate his appetite.